Hey, TPT sellers, it is Mike and Enrica. And what are we talking about today, Enrica?
Today we are talking about your TPT data tools and a few questions that I asked. I've got a wish list of things that I'd love to see on your tool that I think that might help me. And so I thought, okay, if they help me, they might help someone else. So I created a list, just
Yeah,
a couple of questions, and that's it.
I
Because
love
yeah,
I I love getting questions from you, and I also get questions. I get emails. I get people in the SEOTpreneur PRO forum will ask questions and wish lists. So I'm excited about today's conversation. But I didn't tell you why I'm upstairs with the dog. And you asked me
yeah.
earlier. Okay.
Why is the dog with you, and
Okay.
why
So
are you there?
I don't know if it's that the dog is with me, but or that I'm with the dog. But I have a dog. I'm trying out the laptop that I have now because my kid and I are going to be doing workshops. And so my kid is going to be on this laptop and I'm going to be on my computer downstairs. And I just wanted to see how well this laptop works.
Okay.
Right.
Okay. Now I
But
get it.
the dog helps.
And how well your dog behaves.
Yeah, so I think my dog will come say hello. I have a few treats here, but if I talk too excitedly, the dog starts to get excited too. So we'll see what happens. Okay, so let's look at some of these questions that have come up. And the first one
Okay.
from your list, Enrica, and so I'll get you to explain this. What do you mean by this? Data downloaded and inserted automatically. What does that mean to you?
Because every time I have to download my CSV file, I had an independent contractor to create an automation for me, but it does it monthly. I would love to see changes daily, and so every day I have to download my data. I have to insert in my data locker, and then to go to the tool to see what happens if everything changed or not. So I'd love to have everything set up that, I don't know, at 6 p.m. it downloads the data and inserts it in the data locker so
Right.
that everything is fine.
So you're not the only person to ask about how to get the data automatically, or is there, that's the trickiest part. And for those of us who are using the advanced tool, which now has this epic TPT product stats, or this extreme one, so I can see how my product stats are doing this month in the last 13 days. And I can see, oh, okay, how are my earnings doing uh, based on the last 13 days or this month so far, and I can see that my reading bundle has a preview rate of 46%. So that's not the lifetime preview; that's the real data. So the problem that the problem with what you're asking for is you'd have to give the company you'd have to sign in with your user account, right? So kind of like how there's another company out there that has this automated virtual assistant service. And so basically what that is you're logging into TPT and giving them your TPT username and password, and then that system logs into TPT and downloads it, and
Okay, I
that's
get
how it
it.
accesses it. Now here's my question for you. Do you think TPT sellers will be okay with that idea?
I think some might be and some others won't be, as
Yeah.
always.
So exactly. So some will be okay with it. Some will not be okay with that. If you watch this later on, leave a comment whether you're comfortable signing in. I wouldn't have access to your username and passwords, but it would be in the system because they would have to be able to look up. They'd have to be able to sign in for you. The other problem is, so we had an independent contractor try to download,
Yeah.
but when you do it as a program, it shows up as a virus
Yeah, that's the problem.
because of what you
I
need.
use it because, I trust the independent contractor for
Right.
obvious reasons, but it shows up as a virus because
Okay.
it's a .x.
So I have a question for you. What if there was a way that basically you press a button and then the button would automatically go to teachers pay teachers, so you wouldn't have to type anything. The
You're
computer would just would.
freezing. There is
Oh, am I
something
freezing?
wrong. Yeah,
Is my screen showing up though?
your screen right now, I see it, but you were frozen.
My
No,
face is freezing?
now you're not frozen
So
anymore.
this
So you're
is
moving.
testing out the Wi-Fi and laptop. So here's my question, Enrica. Do you think
Yeah.
TPT sellers would be okay if they click a button? They'd have to download a program, but they click a button, and all of a sudden, without them touching the computer would automatically click this for you. It would go to product statistics. It would automatically wait for the program to load. It would automatically click this download to Excel button. You could watch the computer save the file name, and it would probably put in today's date, 2024-05-14. So the computer would do this all automatically. You wouldn't have to type anything. And then it would open up your data locker. It would go to the product stats. It would jump to the bottom, which might take a little bit of time. And then the computer would automatically click on file. It would automatically click on import. It would automatically click on upload. It would automatically click browse. So you're literally just watching the computer do this for you,
Yeah,
or you could get
I
copied.
love,
And then
I
it clicks,
love that.
right? And so then it would just automatically for you do it. And then you would see the computer type, because we can program computers to type as if they were us. And then it would copy that, and then it would go down to the bottom, and it would paste this, and it would copy this, and it would go up to the top and paste this. And then the computer would go up to the top here, and it would automatically delete this row for you.
Oh, that would be amazing.
Do you think people would trust it more than giving their password?
I would probably.
Yeah. So it's, see, my doggy friend is beside me, and I'm just throwing treats. And I'm sure there are dog trainers who are watching right now saying, "No, don't train the dog like that. You're training the dog bad habits." But yeah, so it's tricky. It's possible to insert the data automatically, but it's not necessarily the easiest thing. So what happens would you pay for this service?
Maybe. Yeah,
Right.
yeah.
And this is where the tricky part comes in, because some things require extra features, and then you have to pay for that, like, because there are costs involved. And that, I think, some people have a bad taste in their mouth when I ask them to pay for things. So it's interesting. Okay, this is a question that came up on the Pro Forum. Oh, we can't even see it, Mike. Here we go. This is a question that came up on the Pro Forum, and I think it ties into one of your questions, Enrica. And
Yeah.
this person showed me an existing product that does it this way, so I know it's possible. And basically, you go into Google Sheets, you type in the keyword in a cell, and then right beside it, magically, it shows up the auto-suggested keywords from Google Sheet, from TPT. So basically, yeah. So how does this question, I think, ties into one of your questions, right?
Yeah, something like that. Yeah.
Okay.
Exactly.
So is this the question that it ties into, the first 5 product suggestions? Or is this something else?
No, it's the same thing.
Okay. So the problem, this is the challenge I have, because I had an email recently from a TPT seller who thought it wasn't right that I was asking for money for a workshop. to do instead of just making a YouTube video.
Why is not right? I don't get it.
Okay, well,
You're working, so you
yes,
give your product for free.
I
There is
think it was
something wrong with it.
I think the idea was the reason why I'm putting this stuff for free was to help TPT sellers, like with the data tool. But I said in the video when I first announced that, because I think TPT should have better data tools for everyone. I think maybe this person thinks, well, okay, if you're going to give the data tools for free, then all of your YouTube videos, which are free anyways, I talk too quickly and it's too confusing to use. So recently what I did was I'm offering a workshop for teachers. I don't even know. Oh, I'm not even on the right screen here. So learning skills. All right. So if you go to SEOTpreneur.com, at the top it says workshops, and I'm running some workshops here where for the people who find the YouTube videos too confusing or they don't have time to watch it, they can just sign up for one of the workshops, and this is where I'll explain how to use the tools. And the person thought, well, why are you charging money for this? It doesn't feel right that you're charging money for this. So this is,
You have to live. You work
yeah,
for money like everybody else.
I,
Why does
I,
this person sells their products for money? If the I think that we need to be honest. Uh, if I really want only to help teachers, then
right,
I put all my products for free
right.
and I let them download everything. The thing is that I love to help teachers, but I also need to make
Mhm.
money, so I charge for my products. I try to be honest, to be fair with my prices, and if a teacher likes it, they buy it. And the same thing is with your if this person doesn't like that you charge money, simply can do something else that day and don't buy,
I
doesn't buy.
agree. But remember at the beginning when I first launched the data tool and I called it something, and then there were some
Yeah,
very strong feelings in the TPT community. Uh, and I think maybe one of the sentences that this person said was, well, if you really wanted to help the TPT community, like sort of that idea that if you really wanted to make things fair, then the videos would be fair too. Either way, the reason why I'm talking about that is because to insert a keyword into a Google sheet and then see what was auto suggested, the way these things work is because you have to type into teachers pay teachers. So I haven't figured out a way yet. There might be a way, but because I have to literally click in the search bar to open up these things, you can't simply crawl that by itself, because when you crawl it, the code for Mother's Day doesn't show up. And so then what happens is developers like we have to use a service like Apify. And what basically Apify does is it provides a way for us to load these search terms. But you can see right now there's already a cost for me at $49 per month to be able to do this. So that's why most keyword services charge money, right? Like, and that's why, like, I know TPT sellers feel bad, like, oh, we only get this service, or how come I can't it seems so easy. Like I can go to TPT and I can type ELA and automatically see all these words, but the website, like what you're paying for is basically access to a service to be able
yeah.
to get that data for you, right? And it speeds it up for you. So then it becomes a question of how much is that convenience worth to you? So if I was to turn this around to you, Enrica, and say, well, actually, how much do other places charge for keyword services like that, where it searches these things up?
I don't know, but I joined something in the past,
Right.
and I think it's around $15 per month,
And
between
how
ten
many
and $15 per month.
and how many times were there limits on how often it could search a keyword?
No, I don't think so.
So you could search any keyword you wanted in it. Okay. So
I think I'm not sure, but I think so.
okay. So the way that if the person in the SEOTpreneur Pro community who shared with me the product that they had seen and like, hey, can you do something like this? And it was beautiful. It was a Google sheet. You type in the keyword and it automatically loads up the live answers, right? Like from the auto suggest as if you had just
Mhm.
typed them. So that's using it's crawling the page right away. The other way to do it is some of the places, and I think also the one that you used, Enrique, you can have a database. So basically, I go
Yeah,
the week and I have my computer type A and it writes down all the words, B writes down all the words. And then from my database, I only update it once a month or once a week because there's a fee. And so
I
then I
think it was
wonder,
something like that.
yeah. And so then it's always going to be a week out of date, or that's why sometimes when you search up a word, it doesn't show up because it's using its database. So it's tricky. I don't know if I'm ever going to be able to do this one purely for free. I think it might have to be where you're an SEOtpreneur Pro member because there's a cost for me, right? I have to
Of
recover that.
course. Yeah.
Yeah. Okay. We've been on air for, oh, it doesn't say how many minutes we've been on for. Oh, 16 minutes.
Yeah.
Okay. Um, what did you mean by this? The first 5 product suggestions.
I don't even remember. Oh yeah. For the I have my 5 bestsellers
Yep.
from the data tool,
Okay.
and where should I focus on? You know?
So you're talking about the advanced tool and are you
Yeah.
talking about the top 5?
Yeah.
Um, so if I go into here and if I go to the top 5 dashboard, so my top 5 dashboard is going to be out of date because I haven't uploaded my sales stuff. But you're saying here are the top 5 things that sold
Yeah.
last year, and you would want suggestions about whether you
Yeah.
should raise the price. Yeah,
Or
okay. So
not, or whatever.
as a TPT so a computer can only suggest what it's programmed to, right? Like, so
Yeah.
so we would have to set the rules like, okay, well, if your conversion rate is over 10%, then suggest increasing the price. Or if your conversion rate is below 10%, suggest decreasing the price. I guess what I'm confused about or what I'm not sure about is what should the rules be,
Yeah. That's
right?
I'd love to know it. Yeah.
So yeah, so that's part of the thing where you have some of these TPT data tools that offer these suggestions, but if you don't know what the rules are, how do you know that those rules actually work?
Yeah.
I don't know, right? But yeah, it's an interesting idea. And if you have suggestions, let us know. Um, I'm gonna do one more question that came up
Yeah.
and then let's end it here. And so if you watch this later on and you have questions that you'd like or suggestions like, oh, I wish that the TPT data tool could do this, let us know. Okay, here's a really good question. Someone asked, can you make shorter videos with slower instructions so that I can do step by step, first click file, then click import? Would you watch that video?
I don't think so because I already know how to do it.
Yeah. So if
And beside that, I'm the type of person that never ever reads the instructions. It's against
okay,
my religion, so I can't do that. I never did it.
yeah. Okay. So
For
some
me,
of the
it's always trial and error.
it's and I love that, and I think so for people like you who like trial and error, I think the workshops will work well because during the workshop, like I'll demo a skill, I'll show how to do it. So here's how you do it. And then people get 5 minutes to try it themselves. And then afterwards, when we come back, they can ask questions. And you had a really good question that you asked me at the before we
Yeah.
started the show. And I said, can you ask during the show? Do you remember what
Yeah.
the question was?
Yeah, I'm not sure. I did everything. I downloaded all my data and I uploaded them on my data locker. And
Yeah.
then I opened my data tools, but I'm not sure it update
Okay.
updated. Uh,
So I know exactly what you're talking about because sometimes you upload things into the data locker. And this is my data locker here. And then afterwards, when you go to the data tool, it doesn't show right away. Is that what you're asking?
yeah.
Okay. So the way to find out if it's loaded correctly is if you go to start here, at the very
Mhm.
bottom, it shows you what information it can find. So this tells
Oh,
me,
it says that, I think I'm looking at it. It says May 14th.
okay,
So
so then the second thing is which tool are you talking about? Because there's a lot of tools in here.
it's the alpha testing.
Oh, okay. So was it the Extreme TPT product stats tool?
Yeah.
Okay.
Yes.
So if on the start here it shows the correct date, like Tuesday, May
Yeah.
14th, it
Yeah.
means it sees the correct data. What you have to do then is sometimes it hasn't loaded all of the information yet, and so you have to refresh the page,
Okay.
right? And that's what my guess would be. The challenge is, and then there's this blue line on the right-hand side, and that sometimes goes really slowly. So if your computer is really fast, it'll load quickly. I can see here that May 14th shows up for me, but it may not show up for you. But that's part of the wonderful challenge of free data.
Oh, yeah, it
Right.
seems. The
Yeah.
only thing that when I go to my 80/20 tool,
Yeah.
nope, sorry, it's the 10x dashboard.
Yeah.
Uh, I have created products that are not showing here.
Yeah.
That's
I know what the glitch is with that, and that's
okay.
simply see. So this is the hard part about the data tool is because the more features we have, the more confusing it gets. And Enrique and I, so we do the live stream today, and then I pay her back by doing coaching on a different day. And so Enrique,
Yeah,
well, I'll definitely answer that. Some of
yes,
you
of
are
course.
part of the pro network and you earn minutes towards coaching. But if you're not part of the pro network and you just want to ask a question about one of these tools, you just have to go to the YouTube channel, and it doesn't really matter which video you watch. But if you ask the question on the YouTube channel, I don't even know how to get there. SEOtpreneur. Is that me? There I am. So if you ask a question in here, I can answer these questions because it's a good use of my time. It's one person to many people answers. But if
Yeah.
it's one-on-one, then it's or one in a small group, then I have to charge for my time. So I'll answer that question. But it's basically if there's ever a problem, just reload get a new
Okay.
copy of like how you can go to the newsletter.
Yeah, I know.
Yeah, it's because there's a setting in there that has been overwritten because we manually chose a date. And if you just get a fresh copy, it'll work again.
Okay, perfect. I'll
But
do
yeah,
that.
let's end here. If you have any questions or wish list items about the data tools, or I wish we could do this, let us know. But you could always email TPT as well and say, I wish we could see the keywords. Like,
Mhm.
because then everyone
Yeah,
would have access to this tool. It's not just me
yeah.
trying to make things fair. Any last thoughts before we sign off, Enrica?
Just don't give up. Never
Give
give
up.
up.
Yeah, it's hard. I don't give up, but I don't know what to spend my time on, and that's the
Oh
tricky part.
yeah, that's difficult. That's really difficult.
Have a fantastic week, everyone, and we'll see you next
Yes,
week.
soon. Bye.
Bye bye now. And then end.